my Vina loves, it's Miss Vina D coming to you all from Vinatainment News. Before I even get to Becca, I have to talk about my Brian and Rachel. Because you guys already know, I support them heavy. What that mouth do though. Rachel is so hilarious. I just love her personality. Like, she takes over everything. And, I was like, is Brian going to talk? But then I love that as I watched more, he had his lines as well. But she's just she had this like commanding spirit. Like, she knows how to read a room and command a room in a beautiful way. Her confidence is not arrogance at all. It's so sweet and it's just amazing. So I love, that they are, they were on the episode last night. I talked about it in the previous video I did about, Becca alleged fiance liking racist, post on Instagram and then apologizing. If you missed that video, go ahead and watch it. I posted it like a few hours ago, yesterday, so you can go ahead and watch that video. It's right there, so I don't have to, but I'm going to put that link in the description below just in case some of you don't want to go looking for it. But yeah, and next week she's gonna have her girls. There are some people who are saying, dang, let Becca have her show. It's her show. It's all of these people every week. It's almost like it's taking the focus away from her. But this is the same concept. Am I missing something here? That's what they do on every show. Rachel had her girls. Then, she had, celebrities and people come in, the judge, her competition. It happens at the beginning. All of this happens, and then as they go deeper into the season, and it's all about Becca and her getting serious relationships and figuring things out. So I don't know what's the difference. It's the same format. They didn't change anything, but I guess people. Then you have people saying, oh my gosh, just let her have a show. It's been, it was about Ari and now, well, blame ABC. ABC is trying so hard to be on this hate Ari train that I don't know if it's because, this was already edited and everything else. So before Ari went ahead and made his comment about the episode that ABC and the franchise claimed was unedited and uncut and on Raw, he said it was edited and that he was standing 10 feet away from producers about to leave. He wanted to leave and they kept telling him to go back on the couch and talk to Becca. So the whole time you see Becca saying, why are you still here? Why are you not leaving? He was already outside. He broke the news to her and he was about to leave and go home to his fiance, okay, or wherever she was, or go to her home or whatever. And ABC and the camera crew for The Bachelor insisted that the producers, insisted that he goes back and talk to her. So that whole awkward situation was them. Then he was saying he's upset because, of course, they left that part out, and made it look like he was just this creepy guy chasing her around, even though she kept saying leave. Now, I understand what Becca is doing. I get it. It's a show, guys, in as much as it's real life and people do fall in love and relationships last and all of that, it's still a show. They still have to add some form of entertainment. That's the reason why you see every season they find a villain or the funny person, or that person is going to come and add a spark to the show. And so, I understand the whole, oh my gosh, stop it. You're being a bully to Ari. I'm going to go ahead and put some of these comments on the screen. You're bullying Ari. Let it go. It's too much, Ari. We need to concentrate and focus on you and all of that. I get where they're coming from, but it's also a show. But hopefully I don't think it will be, but hopefully this is the last time, they are going to talk about Ari. It's like, girl, it's your season. You're the Bachelorette now, right? You got all these dudes. Do your thing. But you have to understand it's not Becca's wishes, it's ABC, And, her guy, I'm going to talk about a group date, but since I'm talking about Ari, this makes sense to go right into this one. The guy that she had her first date with, you know, the one who came on with the horse, and then, yeah, the one who keeps riding on, coming in on animals. Yeah, that guy. And he was a very, very good sport. You know, I love that he laughed through it all, because it's almost like, I'm not trying to spend my date where I'm supposed to be getting to know you and talking about your ex and smashing her stuff. But I love that he was very open, and, you know, hey, she needs this, so just let her release and get it out. And of course, Lil Jon was everything. So, you know, that part was cool, but a lot of people were not here for it. People were here for, was here for it and loved it. And then you have people who was just like, okay, now we get it. You don't like him. Now what else is going on? Cynthia Bailey verse from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Like, girl, let it go. So, but you know, it was just the first half of their date. I love that the second half they got to just be together. Now the group date was just a hot mess. I love that, you know, Brian and Rachel was a part of that, but it was just a hot mess. I mean, from the guy cheating to then winning it all to crying over a picture. I mean, I don't know. He could get another picture though, right? Like, I'm not being insensitive. I understand, you know, that it was sentimental to him and all of that. But I just think that tears just took it over the top. Like, too far, dude. You know, I understand the values behind a picture, but I just felt like, okay, he went too far. And I also like the... Now you all know that I don't just review the shows. I also bring you outside news, meaning if I was to read something or hear something, I will say it, or, you know, what's going on social media. So since I'm talking about Lincoln, I'm going to go ahead and include some excerpts from the article I read on IBT website. And the last part of that article about Lincoln, I'm like, nah, I can reread this one. Just let them read it. There's going to be some spoilers in here, so if you don't want to know who's going to get eliminated in episode 6 or what's coming up, then just go ahead and skip all parts of you're about to hear for the next minute or so about Lincoln. Just skip it. But yeah, it is. I'm going to put on the screen. I'm not going to read it. I'm going to let the music play and let you guys read it for yourself. The last part is just disgusting, but, you know, it's good to know that the ending, you know, happened, because Becca don't need someone like that in her life. So here it is. Go ahead and read all about it. The fact that, you know, and the guy who threw the picture overboard, his reaction was too much as well, you know, so nobody win in that situation. But I love how he went above and beyond to, you know, make it right by throwing his picture in the pool, you know, and making Becca feel comfortable. So I like that. When I talk about these guys, I'm going to put their pictures and their name on the screen. So because I'm not saying that name, you can clearly see what I'm doing here. You know, just because I'm not saying that name doesn't mean that I don't respect them or don't remember their names. I'm literally putting the names and picture on the screen, so that should do it. Also too, guys, when I do these reviews, I'm just reviewing segments of the show that captivated me. I'm not going to talk about every single person or get down to every single detail, because something that might have been exciting to other people, I might have seen it as yeah, whatever. So if you feel like, oh my gosh, she overlooked this or she didn't talk about this, it probably wasn't a moment in it that I felt like was worth discussing. Even though in a review, yes, you're supposed to review everything, but with my reviews, I try my best to review everything. But I also review things that made the episode exciting. You know, I'm not going to review every detail. So like I said, if you feel like there was something that I missed, then, you know, it probably was intentional and not because I didn't see it or I forgot. If it was something very exciting and I didn't talk about it, then I definitely either missed it or something happened, because I'm just talking about the parts that were exciting to me. The model dude, like I said, every season need the Crystal, the Corinne, and so on and so forth. And you know, the model dude, yeah, he's this season. I mean, he's not hateful, okay? And he just be chilling. He's into himself, but he's just a funny dude and be chilling. And that's the whole point. You know, I think people just take it too far, take it overboard, and just want him to get mad or want him, but he just like when he and the other guy was having that conversation and he was just chilling like, you know, I don't really care. You know, and that's just who he is, you know, and he's funny, you know, walking around half dressed and all of that. And I think that made her laugh. But then I say that Becca don't care about him. Becca sees, you know, she sees right through him. But like I said, every season need their special, you know, people that's going to come and add that spice to it. And he's one of them, you know, and that's why I said even though Becca will never pick him, ABC, of course, it's like keep him on long enough because he's interested, you know, keep him on long enough until we can't anymore. So it was nice that, you know, to see Colton being very transparent and telling Becca what's going on, you know, but everyone was cheering for Tia to be the next Bachelorette. And then this whole situation happened to Becca, and Tia just had to be, you know, a good friend and be there and support Becca. But Tia was going to be the next Bachelorette. And so he just felt like, you know what, I'm probably going to go ahead and go on her season. And then when it wasn't her and it was Becca, then he went ahead and went there anyways because he found her attractive and he was going to go on the show to date her. And when he found out, okay, she's not coming anymore, it's going to be Becca, he then went in real life and contacted her and they started dating. And then when it didn't work out, he was like, well, I'm still going to put my, you know, leave my application in the bunch that I want to come on Becca's season. So it's just a weird situation. But I know that these people built real, you know, genuine friendships on these shows, but I still call it a TV friendship because, you know, Rachel, friends from the show, one of her friends, Raven didn't have no problem reaching out to Rachel and saying, which one of your guys on your show that's coming to Paradise that you think will be compatible with me? And Rachel told her, absolutely Adam. And Raven and Adam are still together, and it looked like he might propose at the rate of how the relationship is going. It's going really well. Now, of course, what we see on TV might be, or you know, on Instagram might be completely different from what, you know, happened behind closed doors. But from what they put out there, it looks like the relationship is going very well and it might lead to marriage. And it was all thanks to Rachel, you know, basically saying, hey, yes, he will be very compatible with you. And her friend hooked it up, and look, they are still together and doing very well. So
But Becca wasn't having it though. Becca was like, yeah, I understand. Other people do that and whatever the case might be, but yeah, I don't roll like that because you dated my friend. So we, we shall see. That's why I said TV friendships, because yes, it happens in real life. I've seen it. But most of the time people be like, okay, that's girl code, or that's guy code. I'm not going there. But hey man, these things happen so fast that it's like, okay, you really gonna make a big deal about someone you dated for 2 seconds? Like I said, I'm just going to talk about the ones that really capture me and not really drag the review on any longer, because for the most part, the other moments was really a drag. People complaining, same old different day. People going to talk to her and they kiss and then leave and all of that. So maybe next week episode will be more exciting and I will have more to talk about, because I'm really going to talk about like a few guys. But
in the last 2 videos I've done on Becca new season and the preview and my review, of the previous episode 1, I've talked about the situation with her alleged current fiance, Garrett, but I never talked about if she had anything to say about it publicly. I also made comments like, he only apologized maybe because he got caught, and it was probably Becca who forced him to apologize. Whatever the case might be, if you listen to that video, I also talked about that, people do change and all of that. So go ahead and listen to what I had to say in those videos. But Becca did respond, and she was doing her press run and all of that, and she was asked about, what he did and all of that. And she said, the question was to Becca, when you found out about his social media behavior, what was your reaction? And then Becca responded, all I can ask is that people watch the season and get to know not only me for who I am, but get to know these guys as well. I think that everyone is different. I came into this knowing I was going to meet a handful of men who came from different backgrounds and different walks of life. And I wanted to just be open to everyone. And I hope that the viewers can do the exact same thing. All right, so that's what she had to say. Becca basically continuing when she was asked about what she thought about, his apology and how she felt about it. And she responded, if that's what he felt like he needed to do, then that's what he needed to do. For me, these past weeks, I've just really been focused on my journey and trying to promote the show. It's still just the very beginning, and I'm just excited for people to see the rest of it. Again, I just want everyone to stay open and to stay open to me and to the 28 guys who came on it with me. And that's what Becca had to say. So, people say, okay, you know what? She's just being cool about it. She doesn't want to, say the wrong things or whatever the case might be. And then you have people who are upset saying, come on. He liked some pretty disgusting things. And instead of you saying you're sorry and, his views, yes, his views doesn't represent hers, because so far people, I guess she was just trying to stay away from talking too much and end up messing up her season. He liked, but Becca is just like, I want no parts of it. But people were just like, that was her moment to really stand up and say something, deeper, because the things that he liked were pretty disgusting. But, she's staying away from the drama, and you know what? It's all good. I understand.
Me continuing the video just to be able to say I talked about everybody in every detail will make the video extra boring, because I almost did not do this review, to be honest with you, because I was like, what am I going to talk about? But there were some things to talk about, and I have talked about it. And then of course Garrett, you know, their talk was their talk. Oh, you thought you were gonna get, you know, the first one-on-one date because you got the first impression rose, but I'm just happy to be here and all that stuff. And hopefully next week episode will be more exciting. All right, my Vinata loves, I thank you all for, you know, supporting me and all of that. I'm wishing you all an amazing day. Remember to always have a God bless attitude, which is being positive at all times and seeing the good in every situation. Make sure you click the merch link and support my merch. I have t-shirts, skirts, and just go ahead and click the link and you will see what we're carrying at MissVinatDBoutique.com. But I'm wishing you all an amazing day. Remember to always have a God bless attitude, which is being positive at all times and seeing the good in every situation. Have a great day, guys. God bless.